Yeah, when's the FFR senior circuit, huh? We would really clean up then.
So tonight's race is the fourth party member is the Thief. Enemy stats are at 150% maximum. Store prices are at 400%. And this is the NPC shuffle, so certain key items may not be where you normally would find them.
So just a quick mic test. Does that sound a little bit better?
Question in chat from Amazing Toaster. Should we be commentating Z1? Well, this game is almost as old, so maybe?
Alright, this is going to be an interesting start. Right off the bat, there is no AoE damage. There is the Confuse spell, which can be useful, but looks like both runners have elected to just go in swinging with swords. So.
And both players have opted for the same party of fighter, light mage, red mage.
Yeah, very safe party composition. Well, it looks like Maya's running a red mage instead of a black mage, but both of them are pretty safe party compositions. You've got access to life and life 2 more than likely with the white mage, so that makes up for quite a bit in the way of mistakes.
And Maya going directly to Garland and saying goodbye. And right off the bat, we have a floater and a cube.
Well, that's both good news and bad news. Early floater is always nice to see, but there's no bridge and there is no canoe, so very likely that one of the 5 treasure chests that we haven't seen the contents of yet contains something important. Maya's spending all his money on white magic, can't afford Confuse, but should be good for a trip up to Temple of Fiends.
We have a nicely priced gold bracelet at $24,000 and pro rings at $8,500.
It's always nice to find out where both of those are early. You can mark that down, and Conaria is very easy to get to with respect to everywhere else in the world, so always nice to be able to make a quick shopping trip when you're loaded at the end of the game and shore up your party's defenses.
Yeah. There's a comment in chat, Sagara. What's happened in this rando is they've sped up the walking animation. All of the text animation is really, really fast now. So it's completely unlike the original game. So even if you play it, as it is, it's really, really fast.
So, with nothing in Temple of Fiends, the item that's required has to be in Dwarf Cave right now. And this is where one of the randomizer changes comes into play. To open up progression, docks have been added, near Onrak and near the Mirage Tower. But more importantly right now, that mountain's been trimmed a little bit so that players can run from Canary to the Dwarf Cave.
And we have a bridge.
Alright, so next stop, Provoca, more than likely. Although there are 3 treasure chests in Matoya's cave. And it looks like we've got unrunnable snakes.
For those of you who are new, something that's been changed for the tournament is the unrunnable encounters. But the nice thing is, instead of us trying to figure out which encounter rolls are unrunnable, they've changed the run animation to wait. Ooh, and looks like they have lit too.
Yeah, they have a spell list, and there was definitely some urgency. When you see the first spell, and it's not particularly nasty, you have to bump off the enemy very quickly, because the second spell, I mean, it could be new. You never know. In this case, it was lit 2, which is just as good when your entire party is level 2.
Question in chat. Darkness 10,000. Are item prices randomized? Yes, all item prices are randomized, and it's based on the scale of the was it XP boost?
It is. There's a separate slider, and High Spirit's having a little bit better luck with the snakes. And Maya is just going to go ahead and burn a save item. I think it might have been the house, just to make this walk back safer. But that was a pretty serious wipe for Maya, and cost him a lot of time, to the point where High Spirits has a small lead right now.
And it looked like High Spirits got a couple extra cabins.
Yeah, it's very, very important to pick up save items, even when they are as expensive as the cabins are right now, for the simple fact that they're the only way that you can really mitigate your risk of running around in the overworld. You never know when something is just going to ambush you and really light you up with the AoE spell, so having as many save items as possible means these encounters are less scary.
Well, it looks like we have some Glod in Matoya's cave. Looks like 11,000, so that should set him up pretty well for some stuff.
Yeah, that's a pretty serious amount of money, to the point where High Spirits is likely to be set not only for all of his shopping in Provoca, but for Elfland as well. And this is why you save. Iguanas with petrification poison, and rather than buying, trying to get out of the fight and then buying 3 soft potions, he's just going to reset. Good move. Oh, they have high ambush rate too.
Ouch, ouch.
And, well, this is Maya's turn to catch up. And as maligned as the thief has been in the sort of tournament meta, he's been getting a lot of work done early on, running away. And Maya's got to reset because he accidentally put response rate 1 on.
And they both make it to Provoca.
So it looks like the luck has evened out pretty well here. Harm 3 in the White Magic Shop, not too bad. Ooh. So I think stop is the clear choice here. You need to paralyze all of the pirates, and that's a pretty good option.
Yeah, we'll see what the pirates have. And yes, Zar did roll his seed, so we are in for maximum trolliness.
Yeah, Wall is also another fantastic spell. Basically, applying resistance to all elements for the course of one battle. So I still think skipping Confuse was a mistake. The usefulness of it falls off pretty hard as you go late game, but this is certainly one of those battles where it would have come in handy.
Yeah, I would have probably gotten confused if I could, because pirates hitting themselves makes it really fast.
It's also fairly nice for carry 2 as well, but a lot of times, if you have something stronger, you can just use that instead. No sense in confusing the Fiend when you can just nuke them instead.
And yet we have no nuke yet.
Alright, High Spirits investing heavily in real estate buys a stack of houses and some heal potions and some tents as well. And with the canoe, he can go straight to... with canoe and floater in hand, he can go straight to pick the airship up. So spending a lot of money on resources here isn't such a bad idea.
Yeah, I would definitely do a lot of like save scumming on my way to the airship. And for those of you that don't know, there is now a way to get from Provoca to Crescent Lake and the airship. They did some modifications so you can go straight there. And in the vanilla game, you can actually go from Provoca to Ice Cave.
Yeah, so another one of the map edits is going to make the trip to the airship more convenient for the runners. Although, regardless of map edits, you could still make it to the airship. You just don't have to circle around.
I think High Spirits is going to go for a zombie degrind.
Yeah, there are some good enemies that are weak to Harm 2 and Harm 3, although I would prefer to see what the magic is in the shops in Elfland first before I commit to a grind like this.
If I had nuke, I would probably just go straight to the grind, but we'll see what happens.
Alright, lands rub on the first giant, and that's not a likely situation, so hopefully he can get the next shot off. Yeah, so rolled pretty well, and this is going to give High Spirits a lot in the way of money and levels.
Looks like Maya's going straight to get the airship, and he's probably going to go treasure hunting through Cardia and all the other good stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely some nice options here. If you open up all of the treasure chests, it's possible that you find a spellcasting item, and that can make a decision on where you can grind to get some of your early levels. Silver bracelets for sale, pretty cost-efficient armor. So 15 absorb, 1 evade penalty on all of the party members is pretty good as far as the mid-game goes.
Something I've been noticing that most players do, they avoid really a grind and just grind on the way, and it seems to be pretty effective for this early Swiss part of the Swiss tournament.
Yeah, if you have powerful AoE spells early, like level 1, level 2, you can kind of keep the momentum going by just killing things as you go along. But if there's a certain point where you aren't really able to kill enemies, then a grind might be in order.
Wait, is Maya going to Elfland? Looks like he's going to Elfland. Oh.
Yeah, not sure why he wouldn't cash in his floater. See if he goes right instead of left. Yeah, he realized his mistake.
He was just taking the scenic route.
Yeah, 3 zombies, 1 troll for High Spirits, and that's no good. So he's gonna reset and try again. And these encounters have not been kind to him so far, especially when they have paralysis as a spell.
And we have a tail sighting, which probably means ordeals and and or ice will probably be required.
Also a nice pickup, just because the equipment pool for the knight will become larger, and any really strong sword that's found during the Cardia Island search can be used after promotion.
It looks like we found a nuke. Wolves have nuke.
Well, that's both good and bad. You lose time on seeing nuke, but on the plus side, you know where it is, and since it's on the overworld, it's easily avoidable, so no complaints. Alright, so interestingly enough, we didn't find a strong Night Sword in Cardia Islands, but there's the Katana, and that's going to hit like a truck when the ninja gets to equip it.
And with the class change, the ninja will be able to wear the flame armor, ice shield combo, which will be nice for defense.
Yeah, Maya's going to cash that in right now. We still don't know what the magic is at 3, 4, 5, or 6. Hopefully High Spirits dips into the magic shop to at least see what's available.
And look, everybody, we have a red pajama party.
Also nice to get the promotion done early. That will make sure that the ninja has maximum spell charges. Unfortunately, that's only really relevant if there's anything good in Elfland, because the magic in the first 2 levels, not so great. Alright, so Katana and Defense Sword means that we've got a pretty good set of weapons, and maybe just physically attacking through groups is the way to go here.
And nuke is level 6.
I don't know if that's in a Red Wizard learnable slot.
High Spirits will definitely be able to get it, though.
Yeah, that'll be useful for High Spirits for sure. And Temper, so that's a good spell for the ninja to have for sure. And level 3 Fade, so no complaints there. The White Mage
and Invis 2 will be good.
Maya's going to pick up Expert as well. Not a bad pickup, especially against some of the mid-range fiends. And yeah, time to get Fire 2 and Temper on everybody, it looks like. So Fade at level 3 is going to make getting some early levels a lot easier. As soon as they get 1 spell charge of that, they'll be able to take down a group, and the leveling will snowball from there.
Yeah, a lot of the high experience will be, make everything go real fast. Well, with fast at level 4, that gives extra charges to the ninja and the red mage, so you'll be able to at least double cast.
Yeah, so the utility spells are strong. The AoE is pretty good with Fade at level 3. I would say the runners have most of the tools that they need to succeed. High Spirits is going to have access to Nuke, of course, which is nice. but with Fade and the weapons that we have right now, I think either party composition is in pretty good shape.
And High Spirit still having the fighter, unfortunately stoned.
Oh, Maya is going to sell the katana.
He's probably banking on finding like the Moss Moon or another strong weapon.
Yeah, I'm definitely not sure what I think about this play. If he finds Mazmune, sure, that'll pay off. And the ninja can hold a lot of the other knight swords, so the damage fall-off isn't going to be too great, but early on, that crit rate is really important.
And he could find the other katana. That is also a possibility as well.
Yeah, the ninja can equip the Vorpal as well, but that feels bad, considering that the katana is a strictly superior weapon. But there is another katana in the pool, so maybe maybe this is the right move. Could be gambling. We'll see. Of particular note, though, there is no sign of warp or exit yet, which means Ice Cave plays and Ordeals plays are a little bit worse.
So it looks like Maya's going to do a Peninsula Power Grind.
So with Harm 3 charges, this isn't a bad play. If this is successful, that will get Maya his levels for sure. And certainly a Fade charge.
And High Spirit's now going through Cardia Islands, finding the defense and the Opal Shield.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot in the way of armor that could have been sold. So money shouldn't be too big of an issue for the runners right now. Looks like the Giants have a little bit more HP than Maya was expecting. So we'll see if he has the same luck with Rub, or not, because Fade's just going to clear him out. So, how long is this grind going to go for?
I've been doing some practice races and stuff with others who are competing in the tournament, and I've noticed that if I have to do a Peninsula Power Grind, I usually go to about 11 or 12, and that usually is good enough to carry me through the rest of the game.
High Spirits is going to cash in his tail and get his class promotion.
I think someone needs to teach Maya how to fly the airship.
Cure 4 on the night always feels good. And Saber for the ninja, also a nice pickup.
Yeah, that's really good in case if you don't find the power bonk or you don't have enough temper charges.
And looks like High Spirits is going to try Peninsula Power again, so both players committing to the pop grind.
Well, I'm not sure if Maya remembers that the Red Wizard can learn Cure 4.
Two Cure 4 is good enough.
Oh, we have level 5 Ice 3 and Lit 3. Probably pick up Ice 3 for the waters.
And there is Life 2. And Maya is hurting for money again because those were pretty expensive. So it looks like he's good for now. Definitely is going to have to come back anyway with the slab, so not a bad idea to just pick up Life 2 and move on.
Maya making a play for Ordeals. This is interesting.
Well, with Fire 2 charges and Harm 2, or in Harm casts, and Ordeals being full of undead, this is a pretty good play. The Fade charges are going to be useful against the Gargoyles as well. And certainly you can get some levels off of the zombie dragons as well. Alright, Maya resetting and taking an encounter to throw that away on his trip through Ordeals. Alright, we'll scratch that one. Oh, not that one either. Oh, he's got to go the long way.
Yeah, for those of you who are just joining us, this is ichbinmiah versus highspirits. So far we've had early floater, early cube, those are the first two items. And then we had a bridge in Dwarf's Cave, which led to the canoe in Provoca. And that opened up the world to everybody. So far we've had two Peninsula Power Grinds, and now they're in search of items and money before they continue on.
Yeah, and Maya right now is stumbling through Castle Ordeals, and of note in the randomizer, the teleporter maze is shuffled. So Maya has no idea which path is the right one, and unfortunately chose poorly again and gets warped back to the previous part. So this is becoming very time-consuming for him.
And High Spirits head into Ice Cave.
So this is an interesting divergence. If either player had decided to defer either Ordeals or Ice Cave until they got warp charges, then they might have saved a little bit of time over their opponent. Unfortunately, it's looking like warp is either 7 or 8 at this point, and really not likely to be that useful. So I totally agree with the runner's decision to just go for these dungeons. Right, Maya has made it to the top floor of Ordeals and is doing pretty well as far as taking encounters to get some experience.
And we have a Bane sword sighting, so we may get to see some Bane strats later.
Oh, that'll be nice against Tiamat. And with all of the undead in the ice cave as well, and it being an ice cave, Fire 2, pretty nice to have.
Maya finding a ribbon. That's definitely going to be super helpful.
Yeah, goes ahead and puts that on the red mage. Clearly he feels the most important part of the party here. And Maya's going to throw his last Fade charge here, so if the zombie dragons are particularly rough, he may miss the extra damage from that. Although, with Harm 3 charges, he should be alright.
And Maya picks up the slab, which opens up, I believe, Mirage Tower and Sky Castle, since he already has the cube.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of treasure chests open, and certainly an option if he wants to dive that for the one incentive item that's likely that he needs that would be in a chest. But I would certainly take a look at all of the other incentivized locations first. So pretty productive clear of ordeals. Maya gets a required item, a ribbon, and is at level 11 right now. So all things considered, very, very good and useful trip.
Now, we still haven't seen the item you can buy in the store yet.
Yeah, that item could very well end up in the caravan spot, which hasn't been checked. Although I don't think we've had anyone check Gaia or Ordeals as far as their item shops go.
Maya getting life. Level 6 life.
Yeah, so life at 6 on both mages, pretty solid. Nuke is not learnable by the Red Wizard. So that is an advantage High Spirits will have with his party composition. And time to stock up on supplies for the rest of the game. And you can tell that Maya feels pretty comfortable with his levels at the moment when he's going to skip a Pete fight.
And Maya now headed to the ice cave. Well, of course, we'll get to see what it has here in a second.
So Ninja down on High Spirit's side means that the experience distribution from the eye is going to be a lot more advantageous, and ooh, it looks like he did a misinput there and ran off the ledge.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what's in the incentivized chest then.
Yeah, and this could be very bad on a lot of levels if he starts running out of resources. He doesn't have to check any chests on the way through, so that'll speed up the return trip a little bit, but those Harm 3 and Fade charges are definitely precious when you run into some pretty nasty groups.
Yeah, but I think apparently he found Powerbomb, so that's definitely going to help.
And it looks like Maya is going to just skip those chests. Guarded by the mage, and so he's just going to barrel on through, and I wonder if he's just going to go mode ice. Ooh, unrunnable wizards, and that's going to require a fade charge for sure. No lit 3 picked up, and you wouldn't have charges for it anyway, so...
And we have the bottle, which is of course required.
Yeah, so definitely needed by high spirits, and looks like he's going to take a couple more levels here. At least get some more experience off of the eye, one of the most efficient enemies in the game. Oh, another 7-pack of wizards for Maya.
So we had unrunnable zombies and unrunnable wizards. Isn't this supposed to be randomized?
Well, we can tell for sure if we get unrunnable purple worms at the end of the game. Yeah, so Maya is only checking really the convenient chests on the way through. I'm curious if he's gonna take a dip into the 6 chest room or any of the other chests on his way through. Maybe he's just waiting to see if this is a required item.
I wonder if High Spirits is just going to grind pretty high and then just gun it for the end, or if he's just going to look like maybe raise some money.
Well, by the time he's done with this, he's going to have plenty of cash. Just the question is, what level is he going for? Certainly, I think grinding everyone to, like, say, 20, 21, and then running for the rest of the game is not the right move, although it certainly would make things easier. Nice move by Maya to use the bottle so that his menuing is easier. In the original Final Fantasy, you can't rearrange the items in that menu, so you just have to buy and sell things and use things in order to get the items in the correct spot.
Yeah, not everyone can menu like Crystal.
Looks like Maya was thinking about going to the volcano, but stops and does some more shopping beforehand.
Yeah, I think Maya's pretty well set up to go take on fiends right now, which is probably what I would do at this point.
Yeah, a fasted tempered knight is going to make short work of all of the fiends, and they certainly have enough charges with temper being at level 3 to take care of this. Still can't learn it. Question in chat, is a menu rearranged option something that could be coded in the randomizer? It could, but as for the complexity of it, I don't know if that's something that the randomizer developers are willing to dive into right now. Another interesting option, though, is cursor memory, and that's been something that's been discussed among the randomizer developers as well. And that would help a lot as far as potion menuing.
So we have a Mia in chat. Welcome. Just to let you know, Ruru's had nuke.
Alright, first check of the caravan spot, and today for sale, how about a max price crown?
Well, that's going to slow things down for a bit.
Yeah, you're going to have to come back for that one.
Well, high spirits might not have to. You might have the gold to get it right off the bat.
So Maya is headed up to the waterfall right now, so we're gonna get our first glimpse at what the robot has, and no time saves for warp today, unfortunately. He's gonna have to walk this item out.
But in doing so, he could probably pick up a few levels. Looks like high spirits has stopped at about level 17, which would be pretty good for if he just plays it out as normal to the end. He'll probably be in the low mid-20s by the time he's done.
Yeah, there are some good enemies for experience here. There are some fairly annoying enemy packs as well. And hey, the mud goals are unrunnable, but this is not a bad fight to take either. So, looked like he tried to shoot him with a harm charge though, and just reset. So, clearly trying to fade and mismenued there. So with defense, power sword, and one ribbon, or excuse me, power glove and one ribbon, you really have the kind of perfect setup for the one-man army, and especially with Cure 4 on the Knight. Just stack 3 defense charges, cure off any magic damage, and keep buffing yourself until you can clobber the fiends. So, really, really good set of items available for both Maya and High Spirits, and they should be able to take on Temple of Fiends pretty safely.
And it looks like High Spirits is doing Volcano. So, our first Fiend dive.
But first, what are the fire elementals guarding today? Well, the good news is they ambushed them, so they're not unrunnable.
Uh-oh, they have Whiz Mummies with mute, and they muted the White Mage through the ribbon.
Oh yikes! This is bad, but fortunately the encounter's runnable, so they're able to get out of that.
And the robot holding on to that loot that was been passed down for generations and generations.
So Maya has pretty much what he needs at this point to finish out this game. Certainly the power gauntlet would be a nice pickup, or maybe a stronger sword, but he's good to go.
Well, unfortunately, Maya passed up the power bonk in the ice cave, so he's gonna have to go without it.
Yeah, there's certainly enough buffs available, but if it's certainly going to help Maya out a lot if he can get access to either something that has a pretty high crit rate or the Mazmune. The Adamant would also work.
Yeah. And with fast, I think he'll be okay.
And I don't think I've seen a nightmare fight yet on Maya's side. So they must have got shuffled into the low end of the table. Meanwhile, High Spirits continuing to dive Volcano, and he's going to heal up before he takes another step onto the regular floor tiles.
And Maya taking all these encounters is just helping him level at this point.
Alright, so far, not much that is very interesting in the treasure chests in Volcano. Giant pile of money, but not much else. And Maya did not drop by the fairy spring, so time to go back to Gaia.
Man, he can probably pick up the chime while he's over there.
Yeah, I think if I'm in the neighborhood at this point for Maya, that I would just go straight up to Sky rather than continuing to go back and forth.
Level 7 exit.
Alright, level 7 exit, not happening. And Maya's going to hold on to that second katana, so definitely paid off selling the first one.
I wonder why High Spirits hasn't equipped the shield on the ninja.
Alright, Maya has the Oxyal, High Spirits is about ready to punch out Carrie. And hey, here's another vanilla unrunnable.
These very sickly looking whiz ogres and a very cold service.
So it looks like Maya is going to take some fights on the way down to Lefane. He is definitely behind High Spirits and levels right now, so not a bad way to catch up.
So we have 2 hits, 2 damage from the ninja, and a 3 hits, 70 damage from the fighter. This is going to be a rough carry fight.
Yeah, fortunately, High Spirits has some nuke charges, so he's going to be able to dump those. Well, alright. Well, that was almost a dead Black Wizard there.
And he gets carry with the quadruple X. And we have our first fiend down.
Alright, High Spirits lights the orb of fire and is on his way. And it looks like Maya is right behind him. and we'll see if he digs out any more treasure chests. A significantly greedier route than High Spirits would reward Maya. So I can definitely see the wisdom in opening all of these chests, but we'll see if he skips some of the more out-of-the-way chests.
And with High Spirits level, I think he'll actually be able to use that one charge of exit.
So if exit is open to High Spirits, then that's going to save him a bit of time for the dungeons that he hasn't checked out yet. Yeah, it looks like just the waterfall. Alright, so High Spirits is headed to Ordeals now. Exit will save him a little bit of time if he doesn't want to fight the zombie dragons, but it's not an appreciable amount. The real time save is going to come if he's able to use it in Waterfall.
And when he finds the slab in Ordeals, he'll be pretty much ready to just go straight and do all the fiends.
Yeah, the slab and the ribbon. So Ordeals is pretty loaded this time around. To save some time, Maya's going to burn a bunch of Cure 4 charges, and we'll see if he decides to dig these chests on the left-hand side out. Nope, this is going to be a go mode volcano, so with a little bit of greed added in. So Maya is not going to miss out on anything too big except for the Pro Cape and the Red Dragon chest, but that is more of a luxury item and not really a necessity. Alright, High Spirits gets turned around a bit in Ordeals and is just going to reset to save his step counter. And Maya's gonna bop this fire lizard here just to get one more chest. And this might be a one-way trip to carry from here on out.
Yeah, that's still a thing, being able to soft lock in Ordeals if you go through too many teleporters.
So the developers do have a solution to that. I don't know if that's in the current version, but after a certain point, the game just won't allow you to rewind, and really there is an upper limit. I think you can only cast Warp about 36 times, max, so that's kind of where they cap it off. Yeah, Will, our tracker, making a note that the solution is live, so yeah, no longer the scourge of our runners.
And yeah, answer your question, the official winner, we had a three-way tie between Monochi, Tristal, and Artea. And I got to finish fourth.
It's still a pretty solid result, though, I would definitely say. So congrats on a good run in the league show.
Yeah, we Artea had some health problems, so we weren't able to do the three-way playoff race. So we just declared officially that they just had a three-way tie.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a coalition victory.
And High Spirits picking up the slack, so he should be pretty well ready. Go mode.
Maya lights the Orb of Fire for himself, and now we'll get to see where he goes from here. He has access to pretty much everything at this point, so just a matter of where he wants to check some chests. And looks like he's going to go to Earth. And I actually wonder if he's going to save C for last. Because if he's still digging for Nazmune, Vorpal, or Xcal, then if he saves C for last and he doesn't find it in the first two dungeons, he can elect to hang around in the area and then go to Mermaids. But it feels a lot worse doubling back to Onrak after you've already left.
Yeah, it looks like he's just skipping all the chests here, so we'll find out.
3 in the upper right that are pretty convenient. There's definitely 2 that are free on this floor. So we'll see if he decides to pick those up.
Looks like High Spirits is going to check some chests Earth Cave, and maybe he'll complete it as well. Which would be good, because then he can just go straight to Melman and get the slap translated.
Oh wow, Arachnids have Toxic. That is no good. So Maya finds nothing but camping equipment. Moves on.
I wonder what people say when they see all these houses and cabins just kind of littered everywhere.
Looks like it's a good time to move in. I mean, they're sitting there empty. It'd be a shame if they went to waste.
So we have the undefeatable vampire right now. We'll see what happens.
He was defeated.
So High Spirits opting to just check those chests and kind of get on out.
Yeah, so dipping the first floor, not too bad. He looks like he's going to pick up the crown, and I wonder if he checks the crown chests. This, fortunately, is not a huge time sink with the airship, but it is going to allow Maya a little bit of the lead. And I can't imagine High Spirits not checking the crown chests if he's going to go ahead and do this right now. This certainly can pay off if Nazmune or Xcal or Vorpal are crown locked, but if he finds nothing, then it's going to put Maya at a pretty big advantage, who just from their routing is making it very clear that they're go-moding pretty much everything. Alright, we have an herb.
And we have a key.
So, what's in the first 4? The freest ones.
And Lich goes down.
Well, got a pro ring. Not gonna say no to that. And 2 fiends down for Maya. Time to move on to the northern half of the world.
Pro rings, I think, were 8,000, and gold rings or gold bracelets were 24,000.
Yeah, so it seems like both players, if they are planning on picking up equipment for the end game, they're going to put that off until it's time to go to Temple of Fiends. I feel like the pro rings and gold bracelets would be a good investment for at least the mages, and possibly the ninja as well, depending on the quality of armor. Alright, so nothing big in the first 2 locked areas. See what High Spirits digs out here.
A gold bracelet and flame armor. I'd probably pick those up just for, safety.
Ooh, he drops the flame shield. Guess not aware that the ninja can equip that, but he's got gear for. He drops the flame armor as well. That's a little rough. So probably shows that High Spirits doesn't play with a ninja very often.
Well, he didn't even put it on the knight, who's only wearing chain armor.
Yeah, that's a little confusing too, but maybe he is committing to finding something a little bit stronger. If he digs out Opal, it won't really matter, or the dragon armor.
I think the Opal armor was pretty early, and I think they sold it.
Alright, 6 more chests here to check. Question in chat, why do you drop the flame armor? That is a good question, and I don't know. We have a black shirt, though, so defense upgrade for the wizard there, and another pro ring. Hey, there's the dragon armor.
There's the dragon armor.
And also the sun sword.
Hey, Kaiden. The only thing that's been trolly so far is Ruru's had nuke, and I think Arachnids had like toxic or something.
Alright, Maya found the ship. This is a sunken ship. This is in Sea Shrine.
The pirates probably put it there just for safety.
Here, have this canoe instead. Keep the real prize to ourselves. So far, Temple of Fiends for High Spirits is not paying off. Yep, not a lot. He's just going to reset out of this. So, the crown chest looking like kind of a bust from High Spirits' perspective. There were some nice quality of life items, but none of the critical ones that you hope to find.
Wow, Saber T is having Thunder.
Oh, so that's what the T stands for. It must be Thundercats.
Ah, you took it right for me.
Sorry, Chef. Alright, Kraken 1 time, and we'll see how Maya elects to set up for this. Looks like just gonna stack a bunch of buffs on the Knight.
And Rip Knight.
Yeah, and good Knight. So round 2. See how this goes.
We might have a potential life here.
Yeah, you might want to just try baning him at this point, because I don't think this is gonna work. Oh, throws ink. All right, where was that a few turns ago? Oh my god, and it actually is significant.
So Kraken with the 9 hits. Yeah, get some Invis 2 stacks up.
Well, I mean, Maya does have the defense sword, so this is definitely a fight that can be won, but he's electing to go to Sky first, it seems.
Kraken definitely hitting like a truck. Ooh, I saw Out of Bounds Bat.
Yeah, we have an Out of Bounds Bat sighting. This run has been blessed. So, not sure where Maya is headed now. Is he gonna... Yeah, he's gonna dig the crown chest out as well. So, this is definitely some time that's gonna be refunded back to High Spirits.
And with High Spirits having exit, he'll just be able to fly on out of here.
Question in chat, what are the chances that the ink there caused enough missing? So, Kraken generally, I think, would have had just enough HP to survive that, even if that did connect as strong as the previous attack, but I think it was significant. The Dark really does do something, but only to early and mid-game characters. By the time you're in Temple of Fiends at like level, low 20s, the hit rate on your sword kind of cancels out the debuff from Dark, and it doesn't really matter at that point. So Maya is going to dig out some decent but not really required equipment, and this is going to help High Spirits pull even a little bit. And it looks like High Spirits does not have exit charges because he's running out right now.
I wonder why he's opting to walk out. I mean, he did buy exit.
So Maya electing to keep the defense sword on the Knight passes the Sun Sword down to the Red Wizard. And is going to stop off at the item shop to buy some provisions. So High Spirits is going to take his crack against Kraken, and we'll see if he elects for an all-out offense or an evade-first strategy. Hey, there's warp at 7 as well. So pretty well stacked as far as resources go. With no black mage in the party, Maya is stuck just having the shirt sitting in the inventory, not being able to be equipped.
Well, hopefully.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I just think it's weird that the red mage can't equip the white or the black shirt. Like, it's very confusing how these robes work.
Maybe it's just not right fit. I mean, maybe the black shirt's too small, maybe the white shirt's too large, you know.
Just, it doesn't have a cape. This isn't gonna do for the red mage. We have chat lamenting at the fact that there were no Agama facts tonight.
Yeah, the grind spots were definitely different tonight.
Yeah, we killed a few Agamas, but not enough to get the facts really going here. Alright, High Spirits has been full clearing things as he goes along, so I'm curious to see if he decides to just clean out the floor before cracking or not. And Maya is back for revenge with slightly better equipment, so maybe this will go a little bit different. The dragon armor is certainly going to do a lot more work than the silver bracelet he had on previously.
Wow, we have a max gold chest.
That is it's a lot of cash. High Spirits finds the ice armor and is just gonna avoid this water elemental, and finds the Aegis shield as well. So, really nice set of gear for High Spirits right now, and he's really just a pro ring away from having coverage out of 5 out of the 8 elements. But I can certainly see why he wants to have that power gauntlet on the night.
And so we have the usual Wiz Sahag, Red Sahag unrunnables. So far we've had 3 vanilla unrunnable encounters.
Hey, the ghosts are also unrunnable. And that's terrible, because they hit real hard.
And High Spirits finding the sunken ship.
It's a ghost ship, and here's the ghosts. They want it back. I understand High Spirits being a little hesitant to burn some temper charges for this upcoming boss fight, but let's face it, he's not gonna. That Black Mage isn't gonna live long enough to cast more than 1 or 2 tempers. And he's going to check the chest behind the trap tile, so we'll get to see the legendary Iron Gauntlet.
And Maya picking up the ship for S&Gs.
It could come in handy someday.
Well, at least waters are runnable.
I think more importantly, these sea troll lobster packs are unrunnable, because those lobsters can be real jerks. Now, the waters also seem to be quite bulky, considering they just took a full round of hits from his party and didn't go down. So, Ice 3 next time, definitely. Alright. High Spirits has the knight in the front row.
And no temper charges on the ninja.
And looks like he didn't pick up fast either. Maybe he didn't have enough cash when he was in Elfland the first time around. But that is a dead ninja.
Oh, and down goes Kraken.
Yeah, that dragon armor really paying off. Although he didn't crit once in those 9 hits for 71, so that was a pretty nice roll. And the Orb of Water is lit for High Spirits, and presumably he's on his way to Sky.
And Maya gets revenge on the squid.
Yeah, having access to Nuke has been paying off pretty big for High Spirits so far. Question in chat. What level was Fast at? Fast was at 4. Yeah, and another question in chat, why is Kraken's colors all weird? There is a palette shift option, which High Spirits has enabled. There are some other graphical tweaks as well, like a battle scene revision to make it look more like Final Fantasy III. So the developers have been hard at work on a lot of features, some of which unfortunately are not enabled in this run.
And we have a second ribbon sighting in the first floor Mirage Tower.
So, no, there still hasn't been a sighting of any of the usual endgame weapons, but you're not going to turn down another ribbon, that's for sure. And High Spirits will be picking up his ribbon shortly. So 10 chests on this floor, and I think Maya is definitely going to check these out. He's digging for that endgame weapon right now. It doesn't seem like he feels... Oh no, he's going to skip this floor. So there are quite a lot of chests on the third floor of Sky as well. And I'm curious to see if he's skipping this floor, but we'll check that floor.
We have a runnable blue dragon, but he is opting to fight.
I think anything in the neighborhood of a stronger sword or power gauntlet would make Maya feel a lot more comfortable, but he is just, yeah, he's just going at this point. And High Spirits is going to check these chests on the way through, so we'll see if he is rewarded.
He is rewarded with a useless ruby.
Hey, rubies are delicious.
Well, I guess the question is he going to feed the giant?
No way, he's going to keep that for himself. So there's the opal armor and the third ribbon. So, defensively, pretty solid. Offensively, could use a little bit more damage. Although, if he decides to stack damage on the ninja instead, that's a possibility for the bosses that have a lot more absorb. The high crit rate, stacking buffs on the ninja might be the right move. Alright, so left side had nothing for High Spirits. And Maya is just burning through the Warmech Bridge.
Get your prayers out for a Warmech sighting. And Maya safely crosses the Bridge of Destiny.
So the full clears continue on High Spirit's side. And Maya is just plugging away at Tiamat right now. The katana is going to do some decent damage by itself. The defense sword with some buffs should also do some decent damage.
And down goes Tiamat. Much nicer than Kraken 1.
Question in chat, what happened to High Spirits? The only real difference between Maya and High Spirits, routing-wise, is that High Spirits has been full clearing dungeons, whereas Maya has go-moded probably the last 3, I would say, and also skipped a bunch of chests in ice. So right now, Maya has everything that he needs to finish the game, with the possible exception of some levels. So, Temple of Fiends itself is a pretty good grind spot, but it looks like he's gonna just go for Zombles and Trolls, and maybe he doesn't have an exit charge to do a Temple of Fiends grind.
Well, he did buy exit, so maybe he's leveling to get that, and then maybe a short grind in Topher.
Well, all things considered, if he's got a grind to get an exit charge, I'm glad he's doing this rather than killing Tyros.
Yeah, actually, Lord Fizzlebeef, the top 4 tiles of the Peninsula Power, you will not see the wolves because they're still tied to the top portion or the top part of the world.
Another question in chat, is it possible to add in more enemies, bosses, spells into this game? It is possible to add them in, but you would have to remove something. The ROM itself is pretty well packed as far as information goes. And, wow, holy cow, there is really nothing of note on this floor either. And High Spirits full cleared sky and came up empty. So really the only thing that we're missing information-wise is what's in Mermaids and what does a full clear of Earth give you. There's been some work done in adding enemies to the game in the form of alternate bosses that you can fight. And you usually see that with the shard hunt or treasure hunt mode. And Maya's making a big mistake here.
And for those of you on Team Steak, Steak is back on the menu.
So for the alternate bosses, there's 3 that you can set up. You get Warmech and Friends, which is 2 Warmechs and 6 Evil Men. 2 Liches and 6 Phantoms, or Carrie and Tiamat together. And there was some editing done to make that possible. But the limitation makes it difficult to add brand new enemies into the game, although it's certainly something that is possible from the developer's perspective.
And so High Spirits on the Bridge of Destiny. For those of you hoping for a Warmech, get out your Warmech prayers.
Yeah, and Maya is just taking some fights in the first floor of Mirage. Not necessarily a bad idea, but I think if you were going to do an overworld grind, the desert probably is a little more efficient. Ah, Chaos and 8 Garlands. Yes, that's a good one too, Ali. I forgot all about it. Thank you. And they all use the same sprite, so you can't tell which one is Chaos and which one is Garland. It's actually quite funny. High Spirit's going with the Bane strats against Tiamat. Tiamat is weak against Poison Element, so it's possible that this could work. And now we're back to Fade Nuke. And Maya is back to the second floor. Is he going to get some levels while he opens some chests as well?
Maybe he's looking for that Adamant or Masamune.
Yeah, this is not a bad play from his perspective if Maya feels a little underpowered. But he's at level 20 right now, and looks like he's headed out. High Spirits lights the Orb of Air, and we'll see if he heads to Earth and full clears it. There's not too much more that he could get. Neither player has checked Mermaids, so that very well could be loaded. We don't know. Or the chests that haven't been checked in Earth could also be loaded.
I guess my other question is High Spirits going to pick up fast? Because that would really, really benefit his game.
Yeah, I think he needs to make a return trip to Elfland, but it's certainly not required to beat up Lich. Maya, meanwhile, is going to make a return trip to Elfland and burns a potion so he can buy 2 stacks of 10. And we'll see if he buys anything else while he's here. So High Spirits finds the Thor Hammer, a nice pickup Would have been nicer to find that before going into sea, but he's not going to turn that down. And Maya is plunging headfirst into Temple of Fiends, so... 1 hour and 30 minutes, Maya enters the final dungeon of the game, and level 20 all around, but with only the defense sword as the primary knight weapon, so it's going to require some setups and some buffs, but he can probably get this done.
Yeah, with the enemy stats at 100%, I think Maya's definitely prepared. Or it looks like he's going to grind.
Yeah, he's going to circle around these pillars here, and Mage Fighter is a pretty good, efficient group, so judging from that, he's going to get a few more levels and then leave. Maybe he's shooting for an extra hit with the defense sword. Question in chat, why did highspirits walk around and trigger an encounter and reset? So, the encounter table is going to be exactly the same every time you power cycle. So what he's doing is he's doing a power cycle and then throwing the first encounter out because he knows between the first and second encounters, he's going to get quite a few steps, according to the table. So that's just one of the ways you can manipulate encounters in this game. Hey, High Spirits found some dynamite. Alright. If only you could use that against the last boss.
Well, at least he won't be giving it to an irresponsible dwarf.
Yeah, the dwarf, his life will be saved. And wait, we've got runnable Phantom for once, or unrunnable. Holy cow! It really is vanilla. And wow, he hits like a truck too.
Now, is Maya going to check the validation chest?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There it is!
And the Moth Moon! Validation! Woo!
Wow. Away you go. That's why you check those chests. Yeah, now Maya is absolutely in the driver's seat.
Yeah, it should be pretty cakewalk from here on out, assuming that there's no trolley bosses.
So, another question in chat, why did he equip the Masmian on the White Mage? He's going to flip that over to the Knight once he's ready to get into a boss fight, but the Knight does an appreciable amount of damage against all of the enemies that he's going to fight on the way down, so there's... he's betting that having an extra physical attacker as he goes through these formations is going to help him finish fights quicker. So, for example, if this Earth group was unrunnable, having 3 physical attackers would be beneficial. But it looks like he's going to take this fight for experience, so it's going to be another quick one. And fortunately, Red Mage not doing his job, so he's got a 2-round this. High Spirits finds the Mage Staff in the bottom of Earth. And he's going to leave this on for the Lich fight, which is perfectly fine. Lich is a pushover in most versions of the randomizer.
And we have a nuclear sighting from Lich. Definitely was not very happy about that.
No, but it's still easier than the vanilla nuke that he usually brings to the table, and Maya, with his levels, is more than prepared for this. Oh, Carrie snipes the white mage. Uh-oh. We're in trouble now.
So no life charm. Oh, so red mage has life too, so he's probably going to save that.
Yeah, the red mage has it, but Carrie is punching hard enough to take out the white mage. The red mage is also open season, so he's got to be careful with this. Yeah, that was a pretty beefy hit. Fortunately, this is recoverable, but yeah, he's definitely got to be careful. Alright, so 2 Fiends down and Temple of Fiends Revisited. Onto the Kraken floor. And a significantly easier Kraken floor thanks to waters being runnable. But this group is going to take some time and seems to be pretty unpleasant too.
And High Spirits taking down Lich. He's ready for Topher.
Yeah, so High Spirits, we'll see if he elects to do some more digging or just head straight for Temple of Fiends. But I'm sure he's going to be less than pleased at the location of Mazmuth. Alright, so Maya electing to have the ninja in the front row is going to stack a bunch of buffs on the knight who gets punched immediately, but no crits, so 7 for 226 is still pretty scary.
I wonder why he's not doing Invis 2.
He might be saving it for Chaos, with the hopes that he can just burn through this fight pretty quickly. And 429 on the ninja, good night.
And with that Masa hit, took care of Kraken pretty easily.
And with plenty of temper charges available, he should be able to make it through the Tiamat and Chaos fights. This is a very bad ambush, though, especially if they insist on punching the back row.
And High Spirits picks up the Mossmune.
High Spirits right on Maya's heels, but entering Temple of Fiends about 8 minutes behind means that he's got to hope for a wipe in order to catch up here. The time spent full clearing, unfortunately, not paying off for high spirits, but that's what happens in a randomizer. And he definitely has the gear to finish out right now. Just has to make it to the end.
Nothing too terrible from Tiamat. Tiamat 2 goes down. So it's driver's seat for Maya.
Yeah, plenty of Invis 2 charges to set up for the Chaos fight. And barring pretty much an absolutely obscene spell list, Maya's in really good shape here.
It's a good thing Maya equipped the White Wizard with the wooden staff. Definitely one of the strongest weapons in the game.
He's just gotta hope for the underflow, right?
Well, it looks like Chaos has pretty low defense. I mean, he hit him for 218.
Yeah, it looks like a little higher on the evasion and a little lower on the absorb. So this is pretty good for Maya. And high spirits resets.
And Chaos has Cure 4, everybody.
Alright, so from the top, let's try that again. Only with a giant stack of temper buffs on the warrior. So yeah, this next hit should be pretty big. Oh, no crits. Well, that'll do it. Alright, stacked up 1,000 damage on Chaos so far. More if you include before the Cure 4. And he should be getting pretty close to dead. In fact, he is dead.
GG's to Maya.
Yeah, finishing.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Finishes with an SRL time of 1:43.19.
So we'll try to get him in for an interview here. And in the meantime, High Spirits is going to finish this out. So dive number 2 and see if he has a little bit better luck. Question in chat, was Kraken 1 the toughest fight we saw? There were some aspects of the other fights that were difficult. I mean, Chaos had Cure 4, Lich had Nuclear, Carry 2 hit like a truck, but I think Kraken 1 was definitely the secret boss of the seed. Just very, very high attack power and appeared to have very low tendency to... Oh, okay, so Lich has Nuke as well. Yikes.
Nuke and Nuclear on Lich. Ouch.
So that is a little rough. And try number 3 for High Spirits.
So Wolves had Nuku, and we have Lich 2 with Nuku. Hey, GG's. Welcome, Maya.
Thank you.
So tell us about your early game. I mean, you went to Ordeals pretty early.
Well, before that, I almost completely forgot that I had the floater, and I went right by and was headed to Elfland until I happened to take a look in my item screen. I was like, oh look, I already have that progression item. I should probably go do that.
Yep. We were kind of wondering the same thing. Is like, is he just gonna say heck with the floater and walk everywhere?
Nope, that was a complete mistake. I totally forgot I had it.
So how did you like that validation Mazmune?
That was beautiful. I to be completely honest, I don't usually check those chests. I just kind of keep going. But I did it on a whim, and lo and behold, I think it was actually really key to making this seed pretty friendly toward the end. I was actually not looking forward to diving Lower Temple of Fiends because, at level 21 with little to no black magic to speak of that was terribly useful, I was not looking forward to the trip.
Yeah, with level 6 Nuke not being able to be learned by the Red Mage was definitely rough, but Life 2 and Fast were definitely on your side. High Spirits hasn't picked up Fast, so he's having a little bit of problems.
Yeah, did you you got Nuclear from Lich, which probably felt like bad luck, but it actually worked in your favor because he also has Nuke in his spell list.
Oh, really? Well, that was one of the reasons I was glad to see the Mazmune when it came up, is because I was able to throw that on the White Wizard, and then I had 4 melee attackers, and could save my resources for farther on down the stretch.
So you skipped a lot of chests in Ice Cave, which the Power Bonk was there.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't have a whole lot of Fade charges at that point, and I had a few Harm 3 charges, but I didn't have a whole lot of levels. And so I did not feel terribly comfortable being there, especially when I ran into the 7-pack of wizards, the Weight Wizards. And so I was a little skittish about sticking around. So I just dove for the incentivized chest and got the heck out of there.
So we have a question from Files. He would like to know the wood staff strats on the White Mage at the end.
I don't know. You never know what weapon is going to be useful at the end, and so it felt better than maybe going in unarmed. So I don't know.
Yeah, I figured you were just checking to make sure that the Mazmune was in the right place, and then just, here, you can have this too.
Exactly, why not?
How about that, the Kraken 1?
Secret boss of the game. That was another area where I felt like I was pressing my luck a little bit, because I took the first turn to go ahead and fast and temper my knight, and that ended up being the absolute wrong thing to do, because Kraken started doing what Kraken does.
Yeah, he took out the knight like the first turn. We're like, ooh, ouch.
Yeah, it seems like he tried it against both of you, but High Spirits did the crown chain first, so versus Dragon Armor, it was a lot less effective. I think you had a silver bracelet on the knight at that time?
Yeah, the silver bracelet didn't do much.
Yeah, the item distribution was kind of weird, that you didn't find, as you were going along, that you didn't really find a lot in the way of good knight equipment like you usually do.
Yeah, I picked up Dragon Armor somewhere. It was probably in one of the crown chests. And I picked up a gold bracelet from the crown shuffle, and that was really about it. I had to go buy another one for one of the other mages. And yeah, you're right. That wasn't a very lucrative, crown to Mystic Key shuffle this time. I was happy to find the katana early, and I really thought about keeping it, but then I needed the cash, so that got sold for about 20k.
Yeah, we saw you sell the first katana, so we're figuring that you're gonna look for the second one at least.
Well, you know, the ninja can carry so much that I figured I would find something else useful along the way, and I did. So it ended up working out.
Oh yeah, Dragon Armor was in Corneria Crown Lock chest, and the first gold bracelet was in the Dwarf Cave.
Alright, so High Spirits takes his shot against Kraken 2, and we'll see what this jerk has. Well, he's got 7 hits for almost 300 damage, so that's a little rough.
So Maya, did you see the wolves? They had a Nuku.
Oh, seriously? Which ones? The regular wolves?
Yeah, just the plain old regular wolves had Nuke.
No, I did not see that, and I'm very happy I didn't. Thank you.
Yeah, High Spirits ran into a couple packs that nuked him.
So, some scary stuff from the Kraken 2 fight. Punching the Knight through 2 stacks of evasion for about 350 damage, but he pulls it off for this fight.
Well, was it Frost Rurus? It might have been Frost Rurus, but Rurus nonetheless had some Rurus had Nuke.
I think it was just regular wolves. The iguanas were pretty nasty, though.
This was one of those seeds where, after I saw the black magic in level 1, and there wasn't a ton there, except for the rub spell, and confuse, and saber, then you get to level 2, and there was no AoE there either. And so I was literally, you know, sailing to Crescent Lake, trying to figure out how I was going to kill anything.
And we have a dead black mage.
Yeah, so the buffs are done with this time around, and High Spirits may have to rely on Power Glove strats. We'll see how much damage he does with this hit.
Now, this might take a while. But yeah, Power Bonk, he's going to have to rely on it because he didn't pick up fast.
Yeah, right now the ninja seems to be doing a bit more work, but now he's going to look at the floor for a while.
Yeah, I definitely think fast definitely paid off for you, Maya.
Yeah, I really did. I like to bring this character party that I ran tonight is probably my preferred to run these flags with.
Oh, we found the second nuke.
Oh no! Oh.
So yeah, Tiamat had it buried about 5 spells deep. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I like to have the Red Mage and the Thief to back up, or Ninja eventually. You find the tail so often in these flags that I feel like I can get away with only having 1 Black Magic caster for the first half of the game. And then by the time the Ninja comes around, you can pick up your second Black Magic user, and you get half of the spell repertoire, so it ends up working okay.
Ouch, Chaos hitting hard first. And both of them got some Cure 4.
Yeah, showing off Cure 4s. But High Spirits has 3 stacks of evasion on, so maxed out in that department. Or 3 stacks of ruse, excuse me. 6 stacks of evasion.
And Chaos has Nuclear. Okay.
Those Cure forecasts are coming in so handy here.
Yeah, there's a lot of nasty stuff in the old spell list there.
And GG's to High Spirits.
Yeah, Cure 4 on the night, saving the day there. Chaos having a lot of the non-elemental damage and really enjoyed using it.
And High Spirits finishes with an official SRL time of 1:55:17.
It's really nicely done with just one character up to be able to endure all of that grossness. I didn't see half of those spells in my chaos, but that's what a night with Cure 4 will do for you.
Yes. And while we're waiting to get High Spirits in here, Maya, would you like to tell everybody about the new Final Fantasy Seed of the Week?
So in our Discord, and I'm sure the link to the Discord has shown up a few times tonight, we've run a challenge seed of the week for a couple of weeks now. It's shamelessly borrowed from our friends over at the Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise Discord, where they run a seed of the week as well. This week's seed of the week are these Swiss flags that you're watching here, but we have forced 4 white mages as your party composition, and to help you out, we've given the wizard staff with casts Confuse on the left-hand side of Temple of Fiends, as well as the Thor's hammer, so that you're not completely defenseless at the beginning of the game. But the idea is just to go ahead and run those seeds for just your best time. It's not for any sort of a competition. It's just for fun. And so if you're interested in something like that, a little bit of a troll seed that we find from time to time, you can take advantage of that in our Discord.
And we have High Spirits joining us. GG's High Spirits.
Okay, so I searched the entire game to find a weapon, and it was sitting inside the Temple of Fiends all along. Huh?
Yeah, I figured that you were less than pleased with that Masmine location.
Yeah, I was not pleased at all.
Yeah, High Spirits, you definitely were full clear in a lot of places, but you missed or skipped fast that was level 4. I think would have been beneficial.
Yeah, I totally forgot to go back and get fast. I forgot where it was, and I just said, I can't remember where it is. And I just went without it. Well, especially when I saw Mazamon.
Yeah, so how about those was it Frost Wolves or Wolves with Nuke early game?
Yeah, that was that once. I only saw that once, but that was like their second or third thing, so I never really saw it much. I gave up on the Peninsula Power grind fairly quickly. Man, that Lich 2 with double nuclear and nuke, huh?
Yeah, that was definitely rough. Kraken 1 hit really, really hard. He actually wiped Maya's party the first time through, just by punching out the knight first.
Yeah. Yeah, the only person I had trouble with was that Lich 2. I died to him a few times.
That Chaos fight was not easy either. You had to go through all of your Cure 4 charges. Seemed like you rolled all of the non-elemental damage skills.
Yeah, you seemed pretty vanilla. Just, flop things around a little bit.
There were definitely a lot of vanilla and unrunnable encounters today, we noticed.
Yeah, there was it wasn't too bad. Encounter-wise, I felt good. I just needed to find a weapon. That's all I needed. I would have finished so much sooner if I could have just found a weapon somewhere. Did you find adamant at all?
No, I didn't. But it looks like I checked about maybe 60 less chests than you did. So, no, I did not find adamant at all.
Had to be in Marsh or Mermaids then, because that's probably the only place in the game that I did not look for a weapon.
So the first route divergence we have from both of you is Maya, you went to Ordeals, and High Spirits, you went to Ice Cave. Any reason why you went to Ice Cave first?
I was going to check out the eye, and I figured I could probably try to get a grind in if it was worth it, and it kind of was, but I didn't really have a weapon, so I was swinging the defense. No, I was swinging. What was it? It wasn't even the defense sword yet. I was swinging something really bad, and I just gave up right away on the grind. Well, I kept at it a little bit, But yeah, I didn't. It probably took a lot longer than it should have.
Yeah, because I think you grinded to 17, which actually was really, really helpful and beneficial for the rest of the game, for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to go maybe a couple levels higher, but I'm like, this is just taking too long. I'm hitting him for like 100 damage with my fighter at level 16, 17. Like, forget that.
Yeah, another thing, do you know that ninjas can wear the flame armor and ice shield? Because you dropped those, and we were kind of wondering why you were doing that.
Yeah, that's probably me still being new to the randomizer. No, because I never use ninjas, so I don't know their gear at all. I was actually like checking like on the corner of my eye every once in a while to see if like, oh yeah, they can use this. But then I got the katana early. I'm like, okay, now I know I don't have to upgrade his weapon, but yeah, I don't know ninjas very well yet.
Definitely a class that is very unused in the randomizer, even in vanilla.
There's a reason why. No, I mean it's all right class. It's just, yeah, I've never really used them. I usually kill them and keep them dead, and then everyone else takes care of everything for me. But he ended up being a lot of damage for me.
Well, GG's to both of you. I don't know what goes on after this, but I'm sure we have more round 2 Swiss, right? I believe.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have several more matches. I think there might be one more tonight, and then you can check our schedule up on our tournament webpage, where we have a whole bunch of upcoming matches over the next few days. 23 races a week at this point with our 46 competitors.
That is a lot of races. That make sure that everybody, you definitely check those out. We've had a lot of really close finishes in all of these races.
Yeah, thanks for the race, man. GG, and good luck next round. I'll still have to win a couple if I'm gonna have a chance to make it to the brackets.
Well, I don't feel safe either yet. If this is a 5-week Swiss, you're going to need to get 3 wins at least in order to have a shot to advance. I don't know. I go into these feeling not terribly confident. So one race at a time, right? GG to you as well.
Oh yeah, one race at a time, man. GG.
So I am Shofugamachi, and my buddy Edgeworth here. We're your commentators. If you liked the runners, make sure you give them a follow. You can follow the commentators as well. Thank you again, Speed Gaming, for hosting this. Up next, I believe, is more LTTPR. Pretty sure.
So I think up next we've got the Hat in Time Any Percent tournament match, and there is some Zelda 2 randomizer action going on Speed Gaming 2. And also thanks to Will for doing the tracking for us tonight. Good job on that. And thanks to Bent Glass Tube for the brand new tracker that we're using. Definitely a lot of stuff to keep track of in NPC Shuffle.
And special shout out to Fiesel for taking care of all of this. He is amazing.
Yep, thanks Fiesel.
All right, that's it for me. Have a good evening, everybody. Make sure you continue watching Speed Gaming and watch Hat in Time.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.